Welcome, Extreme Explorers, to Beyond the Extreme, where we dive deep into the world's toughest survivors. I'm your host, Shanika Fernando, and together we will unravel the mysteries of the extreme unknown. Today, we're plunging deep into the depths of the sea to chat with an extremophile that defies all odds with its love for intense heat. Get ready for a very heated conversation that will leave you both in awe and perhaps warm your heart for this amazing creature. So please welcome our guest, the Pompeii Worm.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
And we are excited to have you here on our show. Thank you so much for your time. Now, we asked our viewers at home to give us your most intriguing questions for our guest, the Pompeii Worm, and you all did not disappoint. Let's waste no time and get right into these. So, from what we all know, you call yourself a bit of an extremophile. Could you please explain to those listening who may not know what that is?
Why, of course. Well, in simple terms, an extremophile is generally an organism that is able to thrive in extreme environments, and if you know me, the hotter the better.
That is definitely a true statement. So, many of us are curious. As you just explained, you are an extremophile, but in what ways are you extreme?
Well, Shanika, I live at the top of hydrothermal vents inside thin walled tubes. And in these hydrothermal vents, acidic seawater, which is usually around 300 degrees, spew out from these vents. This is basically my everyday living conditions. I'm also able to experience temperatures up to 105 degrees Celsius as well. I would say that's pretty extreme.
Wow, I am absolutely shocked. So, do you actually prefer to live in extreme heat, or are you just able to withstand such high temperatures?
I actually like it extremely hot, and I enjoy living in hot conditions. Although the surrounding creatures don't enjoy it as much as I do. So I use my tube to cool down the surrounding environment so the temperatures are more doable for other creatures.
That's very considerate of you.
I try to be.
Talking about being considerate, thank you for our considerate sponsor of this episode, Webb's Life Insurance. Unlike the Pompeii worm, we're definitely not able to live in such hard conditions. So protect your life with the premium Secure Web package for 18% off on your first 80 years with the code EXTREMOPHILE. Thank you so much for Webb's Life Insurance for sponsoring this podcast. So now let's get back to those hot topics. So, to be able to take in all this heat, there must be something biologically that helps you to survive such extreme temperatures.
Yes, you are right, Shanika. I have a fleece-like bacteria that helps insulate me from extreme temperatures. The bacteria has sulfur and methylonium-like proteins, which help aid in redistributing the heat to keep me cool. As I mentioned before, I also move between nutrient-rich hot water and oxygen-rich cold water. The hairs that cover my body have bacteria that coat them, and it helps to mix the cold water into my tube. This regulates my temperature and breaks down minerals.
It is truly remarkable how your biology helps you to survive such hot temperatures. How do you believe your existence and adaptation to such extreme environments shed light into the possibilities of life beyond Earth?
I believe it shows that life can really thrive in the most unexpected places. It could be possible that life exists in areas that humans are unable to survive in. It gives new possibilities to what may be possible for life beyond Earth.
That's a very interesting perspective. Thank you so much for being here with us today and answering the viewers' questions.
Thank you for having me. I had an amazing time.
That concludes today's podcast with our guest, the Pompeii Worm. Tune in next time, Extreme Explorers, for another deep dive into the unknown. Who knows, you might be able to cool down after this heated conversation with our next guest on Beyond the Extreme.